Hi there. I like that Pastor Mike has titled these videos Conversations of Hope. We're living in a time right now when hope is needed more than ever. We've all experienced loss to some degree, and we're all facing so much uncertainty. We have no idea what the upcoming months or weeks will be like. We don't know when we will see our families again, our friends, or our church family. Each time we look at the news or open social media or talk to the people we miss, we're reminded of this, and it's so easy to get overwhelmed with stress and fear. So how are we coping with it? Romans 12:12 tells us, "Do not forget to rejoice, for hope is always around the corner. Hold up through the hard times that are coming and devote yourselves to prayer." I'm going to admit I've struggled with hope in the last few weeks. In my humanness, it has become easy for me to focus on what I'm afraid of, on what I'm missing, and all the what ifs. And at times I've been overwhelmed, allowing my stress and fears to win instead of focusing on the hope that I have in Jesus Christ and the promises I've been given. So what are some of the practical steps that we can apply to our lives to refocus as we face these strange times? Some of the basics for managing stress, including eating healthy, getting plenty of sleep, exercise, take time to nurture your relationship with God, maintain as much of a routine as possible, getting outside for fresh air, and take time to do some of the activities that you enjoy doing. Maybe there's something you've always wanted to try, but you haven't had the time. Maybe try it now. Other strategies include things like when you are looking for information, look to trusted sites only. CDC, WHO, Alberta Health Services, and Health Canada are all reliable sources that have up-to-date information on them. Limit how much you are looking at the news, and if you're overwhelmed, step away from it. Also be careful of what you are sharing, as there is a lot of misinformation out there. If you're finding that you're excessively worrying about things, take time to write down those specific worries and make a list of possible solutions. Focus on the concrete things, the things that you can problem solve or change instead of the things that you can't. After you've done this, drop an action plan as to how you can implement these solutions into your life on a daily basis. If you're struggling, tell someone. Share what you're going through and ask them to pray with you and for you. Remain connected with your friends and family. Just because we physically can't be together doesn't mean that we can't have a connection with them still. We are fortunate to have access to many different forms of technology. We can make a coffee date and do a video chat. Many of our life groups and small groups are continuing to meet utilizing technology, and it's never too late to join one of those. And lastly, while it's easy to get caught up with our own fears and concerns, remember that Christ also has asked us to serve others. It has been proven that when we focus on the needs of others, especially during times of crisis, we tend to fare better than those who focus on their own needs only. Helping others makes a difference in our mental health as well as in our community, and it is what Christ has asked us to do. Doing random acts of kindness can add meaning and purpose to our lives during this time. Reach out to your neighbor, to an elderly person, or someone who you know might be lonely, and offer them words of encouragement. Run errands for someone who is in isolation or who is unable to get out for themselves. We've put a link up on our website to a form that provides you an opportunity to both ask for help and to offer help. The town of Drumheller has this same type of form on their website. But we don't need to wait for someone to ask. If we look around us, there are plenty of things that can be done in our own neighborhoods to brighten someone's day. Right now, there are a lot of uncertainties, disappointments, and fears. But we can be certain that we serve a God of hope, a God who is in control, a God who loves us deeply and is walking with us through this. In Psalm 33:18-22, the psalmist reminds us, "Listen, the eye of the Eternal is upon those who live in awe of him, those who hope in his steadfast love, that he may save them from the darkness of the grave and be kept alive during the lean seasons." We live with hope in the Eternal. We wait for him, for he is our divine help and impenetrable shield. Our hearts erupt with joy in him because we trust in his holy name. O Eternal, drench us with your endless love even now as we wait for you. Right now, I find myself waiting to see how God is going to work in all of this. But one thing I know for sure, he is at work, and I can place my trust and my hope in him. He can take all of these uncertainties and he can be glorified through it. I can choose to focus on everything I don't know, or I can take the steps outlined in this video and keep my eyes on God, and in doing so, I will find peace in the midst of the chaos. I miss you all, and I look forward to the day that we can stand together once again, praising God for the good that he has done. What a day of rejoicing that will be.